We are getting numbers from the NHS in England. Let's turn to our health correspondent, Ashish Joshi, who can take us through what's been announced for the last 24 hours. Ashish.
Have the figures in from NHS England, the number of people reported to have died in the last 24 hours. Remember, this is not people who've died in the last 24 hours, but are reported to have died in the last 24 hours. The difference being their deaths could have been recorded a few days ago, even possibly a few weeks ago. That number today stands at 329. It's one of the lowest figures, thankfully, that we have reported over the last few weeks, going back to the height of this pandemic at the beginning of the month. It was 336 yesterday, so you will see, Colin, that there is this downward trajectory, and this is why there was this cautious optimism from the Prime Minister returning to work this morning. But the danger with Monday's figures always, and we have to emphasise this, there's always danger that there is a bit of a lag because of the weekend. We have seen this right throughout this pandemic. The numbers reported on Monday are usually lower and then they pick up. But certainly if you look at the key words in this, it's the average and the trend. It is certainly going in the right direction, which means that fewer people are being reported as having died of COVID-19 in this country. And also the same is true for Wales and Scotland. Wales has reported a further 8 people dying of COVID-19, that's today. And in Scotland, we had those figures earlier. We had 13 people who died in Scotland. Remember too that these are people who have died in hospitals. So when we look at the figures, and we'll probably have an update from the Office for National Statistics tomorrow, they will look at the number of people who have sadly died in care homes and in the community. So the calculations are that these numbers could be at least up to 40% lower than the actual number of people who have died in the UK. But certainly the projections at the moment, looking at what's happened over the last few days and the last few weeks, it is certainly going down. But of course, reiterating what the Prime Minister said, that doesn't mean at all that we are out of it. It means we are on the right side of this slope. We've hit the peak and we are coming down from that slope. And what people have to try and understand is once you hit that peak, it doesn't mean you just fall off a cliff edge, the numbers stop. It means you slowly start coming down, and the numbers, sadly, as we've seen today, still in the hundreds.